This is Suspenders Unbuttoned, a podcast where friends talk with friends about TV, movies, and books. Hi, welcome to Suspenders Unbuttoned podcast. Today we have a special guest, Anna Simeonides, owner of To Your Health Bakery, and she was Kevin McGarry's partner on Hallmark Channel's The Christmas Cookie Matchup.
Yay. Hi, Anna.
Hi,
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And I'm Sarah, and obviously I'm here with Julie and Cinda, and we are very excited to have Anna here. Anna, why don't we start by just telling us a little bit about how you found out about the competition and what was that process like for you, getting chosen?
My goodness. Okay, so I actually, that's such a funny question because I was tagged on Facebook. It's as simple as that, by a couple of different friends. And one of them specifically said, Christmas cookies and Anna. There's it's the perfect match. So they're like, you have to apply. And I was like, you know what? I see these competition entry things all the time. There's no way they would pick me. I'm not going to worry about it. And I was out for a run one day. It was 2 weeks later. And I was like, you know what? I should really just go apply for that. That would be so fun. What if I actually did get this? That'd be crazy, but what if? So I stopped mid-run. I think I honestly just didn't want to finish the mile. And I went back, I took a shower, and then I filled out the whole application. And at the very end, you had to submit a personality video. Okay. So I grabbed my Christmas sweater and I sang baking carols. And when I tell you I almost didn't submit this video, it was so probably embarrassing and corny. But it somehow worked and did the trick. And I got a call about I think a week later. I completely didn't expect to ever hear back. So I was floored, started yelling, running through the bakery with joy when I found out. And here we are. Yeah.
That's amazing.
That is so amazing. Did you already have your own bakery at that point, right?
Yes. Yeah. So I am 25 now, and I've owned To Your Health since I was 20 years old.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Very nice.
Very inspiring. Cinda, do you want to take
right place, right time, and a lot of prayers. So
yeah. Anna, have you baked competitively before? Before this?
In high school, I competed in a lot of local competitions. I went to nationals with my high school for Chartwell's, which was a healthy school lunch campaign. So I definitely had competed against other teams and stuff. And then I just did a lot of county fair, state competition, stuff like that. But definitely the show was my first time on camera, that whole ordeal. So
whatever happens there, right?
We have a blue ribbon baker, Julie. She wins all of her state fair competitions.
Not all of them. The Minnesota State Fair is very large. The blue ribbon baker, no one out of there's been on the Jay Leno show and Good Morning America. So
wow.
But not all of them, just one. Right?
Just one, yeah.
Right. So where did they film this show at? Did you have to travel to Canada or?
So we actually flew out to California. And we filmed in a warehouse that they had flipped. It was they put a set inside a set kitchen. I think we were next door to The Price is Right or something random like that. or no, it was Do You Want to Be a Millionaire? I think was down the street from us or something. Yeah, so it was really cool. It was just these warehouses, and you would never think it was just very indistinct looking. And then you go inside, and it's completely transformed. So. When I first saw the set kitchen, my jaw hit the floor and did not come back up for 5 minutes. I was in awe. And everything was brand new, brand new cake pans, brand new. I was just every sprinkle you could imagine, every food color you could imagine. I was just in heaven. Yeah, it was amazing. They were giving us the tour of the kitchen. No, it's totally me. And the producer was like, Anna, your face is priceless right now. If we just had the show for your face right now, it would be worth it because you're in heaven. Yes, this is true. I am. So yeah, it was really cool. They just flew us out to LA.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. Yeah. tell us a little bit about the filming process. So how many days did you film for, and how long each day were you filming?
So that's
like,
a
were
great
you
question.
all day long, and then with the editing, it's only, a half an
Yeah,
hour?
so we were slated for a week, and because it was an elimination competition, obviously,
Right.
like not all of us stayed for the full week. So because I got out in like the second to last episode, I was there for I think 6 days. So the
Okay.
first day was like intros. We met our other contestants. We got to see the set kitchen. We had no idea what was going on. They did such a good job of keeping like the itinerary under wraps. We would
Wow.
literally just get like emails of like, we're picking you up at 7 a.m. Be ready. I was like, this would be really sketchy if I didn't know it was so like corporate.
Legit.
So you like would jump in this van with like this unknown driver and be like, I hope I'm going to the right place. No, but it was very cool. And we would have like these confirmation emails that would tell us our shoot schedule for the next day. So it was grueling hours. We would wake up at like 6 a.m. or we would be on set at 6 or 7. So obviously you'd have to wake up, do your own like hair, makeup, whatever. And then you get there, and then just depending on the morning, it would probably start filming within an hour. And then you'd film normally until like you'd be at the place until like 6 p.m. about. So it was like 12-hour blocks, just being there, baking, having to just have your game face on and just be on the go. So you would just get back to the hotel and like crash. I mean, some of the other bakers, like God bless them, everyone who was there was awesome. They had so much like energy and endurance, and some of the more seasoned pros. So they'd be like, yeah, let's grab drinks after this. And I'm like, I am going to bed. Like, I love you all very much, but I'm like feeling my eyelids open.
Hey, Mary is asked. We have live commenters on here. Mary's asking, was there free coffee in the van? Because you'd need some. Also, it's probably the middle of the night for Mary because she's in France.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Mary. Thank you for watching. So there was not free coffee in the van, but there was free coffee at the shoot location. And they took such good care of us. I will say, and all the other contestants said this, like, this was my first show. I was spoiled. Like, I don't think I will ever be able to film with anyone else and have the same experience as I did with Hallmark. Like, they made sure we ate amazing meals. They always kept us hydrated. Makeup team was on point. Like, everyone was just so kind and considerate and really just worked together. I thought that they were a cohesive team. Come to find out that everyone was like individually contracted, whether it was like film production, makeup. So they had all just kind of come together on this project, and the energy was so incredible, and like the love and the support you felt from production, just everyone. Like, I left with such good friends, and I'm still in contact not only with the contestants but like with so many of the people who are on crew as well, which is really
that's
cool.
amazing.
Yeah,
I love that.
I love that. We've actually had the costumer from When Calls the Heart on our previous podcast, and that was just a lot of fun to see those support people.
Right.
Love to hear that good comment.
I know. Me too.
Cindy, you got a question?
Yeah.
Did you know any of the people beforehand? No, I take it from what you just said.
No,
absolutely.
No one, literally no one.
Well, did you see the actors on the set only, or did you mingle with them otherwise?
Okay, so here's a fun fact. The way that the show is aired makes you think that we knew the actors were going to be there. We had no clue. We literally showed up that morning and they walked out. That's why my reaction is like so over the top, because it was genuine. Like, we had no idea. They just walked out. So, I knew that like they kind of teased that someone was going to be there. And so I was like, well, it's Hallmark. It might be like Lacey Chabert, or like I'd be happy to meet anyone,
Right.
But it was like the whole cast, and they kept walking out. And I saw Aaron, and I was like, oh, cool. And then Pascal, oh, very cool. And then Kevin, And I'm just like, okay, wait, this is so much right now. So yeah, that was amazing.
For me, that was my favorite part, because you were the fan. You were the fan that was there, and we are like, we're all right there.
We're like, we would have done the same thing.
Oh my goodness. And I'm glad that I was also like in competition mode, because I think I could have been just so over the top and like obsessed with that and distracted. Right. But I was just like, no, like they're normal.
I gotta win.
Like, they're buddies. Yeah. And we have 25 grand to try and win. Like, come on, focus. So, but
we all would have been distracted too. We were right there with you. It's like, that's why when we were talking, Sarah's like, I'm gonna message Anna. I'm like, yes, we need Anna. We were all you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Everybody's like, yes, hurry up, message her.
Right. Okay.
Mary says we all lived through Anna at that moment. Very true.
Right.
Yeah. Sheila says you were us. Yep. They all loved the reactions. You were hilarious.
It was very genuine, I promise you.
I love it.
So how many bakes a day did you do when you were filming? You did like a whole episode worth?
Yes. So it was 1 episode per day. So we would have the mini bake-off challenge in the morning, followed by the bigger bake in the afternoon. And then in between that, you would go in for like the personal interview. So you know how like the commentary is like spliced in, and I'm like, it's like my reaction to what I baked or how I felt in that moment. That would be like in between.
I'm so sorry if there's tons of noise. My kids are like in my kitchen and it's directly above me, and they're dragging chairs and yelling. And I'm sorry, everybody.
Don't hear
We can't hear
anything. We're
anything.
good.
You're good, Sarah.
Okay,
You're
good.
golden. You're golden.
It's really loud. Sorry to interrupt you.
No,
So
you're good.
when they did the interviews, did you kind of know what they were going to ask, or did they just go for spontaneous reactions?
Yeah, literally. There was this one part. Okay, so I have to give a shout out to producer Laura. She's not here watching this right now, but if she would if I told her to. She's awesome. She became my Hollywood mom, is what I call her.
Yeah.
So we worked with several small producers, but she was like my number one just go-to. I don't know. The connection was there 100%. She was actually the one who was like, oh my goodness, like you really lucked out getting paired with Kevin. And I'm like, okay. Like at the moment I was just like so overwhelmed. I'm like, I'm lucky to be here. What are you talking about? Like specifically, which obviously by the end I was like, yeah, she's right. I definitely got the best one. But yeah, she was just like, you are living in the moment, and so much of this, experience is just like you're soaking it in 100%. But she was so funny. She would walk me through my interviews, and there was this one point where we had to do something called, it was like, I can't remember the name of it. There's a name for it that they use, but it's like reactions that they film that they can just insert later that might fit any situation. So she's like, now say, oh no, 4 different ways. So I have to be like, oh
4 different ways.
Oh no. Oh, no. And I'm like, how many ways can you say, oh no? Like, come on.
Oh no. I have a theater kid. I've seen this game played.
Right. And so it was basically theater. She's like, this is kind of fun. Are you feeling fun right now? And I'm like, yeah, this is fun. It was fun. She made everything fun. But yeah, things like that. Or she'd be like, I need like a reaction. Like pretend you just like won a competition. What would you do? I'm like, oh, thank God. And she's like, that was perfect. Oh, I loved that. And I'm like, that was genuine, by the way. So yeah, just stuff like that. And then just random questions about how you felt in the moment. The hardest thing was you would have to change your tense of speaking. So it would be like, because you're supposed to be like in the moment of baking.
Yeah.
So like I pull my cake out of the oven and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's fallen. What do I do? Right. Instead of saying, I pulled my cake out of the oven and I'm horrified, so I had to switch to present tense. But yeah, it's crazy how much goes into show that like you don't think about until you're in it.
I never would have thought about having to change
your tense.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Actually, that's a weird kind of stuff you gotta love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So did you know ahead of time what you were going to be baking, or did you find out right on the spot?
We knew it was a cookie competition.
Right.
And that was like on the application as well. But we had no idea what the challenges were going to be. We didn't know like day to day whether it was a decorating one, like, or if it was like more decor heavy or flavor heavy or structural building. Like we really, like I said, they kept things under wraps so well. You would get there and they would just say, okay, today's challenge is this, and go. So definitely a huge element of suspense.
Yeah. Did you get to bring your own recipes with? Did you have access to all that stuff?
Hold on, you broke up. Say that one more time. Sorry.
Were you able to bring your own recipes with? Did you have access to them?
Yes. So I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you this, but we did have access to them. But it was very limited, and it was definitely off camera. So when you were in the kitchen baking, you were in the kitchen baking. So it was kind of like cram and remember and like go forth, my child. Yeah.
So binging and recipe purge out there.
Yeah.
Anna,
Okay.
what was
Yeah,
something
yeah.
unexpected? What was something unexpected that you experienced while filming the show? Just totally blew you away. I think
I think we're frozen.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think we
I'm
are
sorry,
too.
you just broke up again.
That's okay. What was something totally unexpected that you experienced while you were filming the show? Something that just blew you away? That's a hard one.
Sorry, I think I'm frozen. Can you hear me? Totally unexpected on the show?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The people I met. Oh my goodness. Like the lifelong friendships. I literally just talked to Laura, the girl who won second place, like 2 days
Yeah.
ago. Like
Oh,
we
that's awesome.
have like a group text that we still keep running. We text each other during the
Aw.
holidays. We'll message each other randomly. But like not just Laura and I, like literally all of the contestants. I'm still very close with my producer. You know, I follow a lot of like the crew on Instagram. Like I just met some really incredible people. And I would say that was the biggest takeaway. And then of course, obviously like the literal cast of When Calls the Heart, you know?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it doesn't get better than that. I think that really blew my mind, was just like meeting these people from all over and having like the same spirit of just like working on this project together, wanting to do it well. And like also just having like the spirit of Christmas, like really,
Right.
even though we filmed in the middle of July, you had the
Yeah.
true spirit of Christmas there. And it was amazing.
I love
was
that.
That's
Go ahead, Julie. You go with the
Yeah.
next one.
Do I get to the next one? Okay,
Yeah.
let's talk Kevin. Right? What did you think when you got him as your partner?
We're frozen again.
We're frozen.
That's
We'll
okay.
wait. She'll come back.
The
She'll come
suspense
back.
before we get to the Kevin.
Right when we ask. Right when we
Sorry, I
ask.
don't know why I'm losing you guys.
Oh, I
It's
can hear
okay.
you. There you are.
There she is. She's
Nope,
coming
she's
back.
buffering.
Everybody that's watching us, drop comments in for us
Yeah.
too while
Christmas
we're
in
waiting.
July for sure. Yeah, the cups of flour, how she figured that out. We're gonna ask that soon.
Yeah.
Because that was
Is
pretty
it officially on the
spectacular.
list?
She'll have to come back in, looks like.
That's okay.
It's on the list. Right when we're gonna ask about Kevin. Come on. I think it's kind of fun that they like shot in a warehouse.
Yeah. So they built that set right from scratch. Here she's coming. Right.
There she
Cliffhanger.
is. And she's back.
Willa
Hello?
says she was speechless, obviously.
Can you hear us now?
Okay. Is this working now?
Yeah.
working.
Yeah.
You're good.
Perfect.
Okay. Should we go back to our question?
Okay.
Should we go back to our
Yes.
question? What did you think when you got Kevin?
What did I think when I got Kevin?
Yeah.
So I actually, okay, this is kind of funny. This is a secret, and I only told Kevin this, but I hadn't caught up. I was very behind, and so I didn't really know who Kevin was when I got him. Like, I was not super familiar with his character. I'd like kind of followed the show on up to that point and like watched like snippets, but I hadn't had time to like sit down and dedicate and like watch the show. And I'm not the kind of person who can do series to series. I need, or like episode to episode, I need to wait until the season.
Right. Binge it. Oh no. She just dropped again. I hope it's not StreamYard. We need to find another platform, I think.
Yeah, there's some good questions over here. Cliffhanger, right? We got a cliffhanger. Mary, it feels like Anna's in France with me.
The delay. Excuse me.
There she
She's
is.
back. Hey.
Sorry, I have full Wi-Fi, so I don't know what's going on. It's not even showing a bad connection.
No, we were
I'm so
saying when you
sorry.
were gone that we hope it's not our streaming platform. We're going to look into something different because this did happen to us before. So I don't know if it's just on your end. So we're sorry.
No, it's okay. I feel bad because I wish I could fix it, but like the Wi-Fi is like there's nothing wrong. So I don't know what to do.
No worries. We'll just go with the
But
flow.
yeah, so I didn't really know who Kevin was, but I was just super excited to be like paired with someone in general from the cast of When Calls the Heart. So that was really cool. And I was actually intimidated because he was a boy, which is funny,
Right.
but I've just never baked with a boy before. I always bake with my friends who are girls. You know, I've just, all of my staff just happen to be girls. So I was like, oh, this will be interesting. This is like a different dynamic for us. But instantly he was like a brother. Like he just had such a good personality, and like you can tell he thrives like making other people feel at ease, which I think is such a beautiful quality in a person.
Right.
And he really like did that. He was 100% committed to like what I needed for the competition and helping me.
Oh no.
Oh, this stinks.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Tomorrow, Catherine, we will be platform shopping. Catherine is in the background, everybody. She's behind the scenes tonight.
Yeah. Everyone say hi to Catherine. Hi, Catherine.
Hi, Catherine. Oh, goodness. Everybody's talking, craving sweets. Me too.
Cookies.
I think my husband might be baking some like pumpkin bread upstairs.
Oh, yum. My husband made apple crisp yesterday, so yeah, delicious.
Mine is gluten-free, so it's probably not as good as yours.
It's fine. It's fine. It's apple crisp. How bad can it get, right?
No, apple crisp is actually easy to do gluten-free.
Yeah. Yep. It's oats and
that's about it. Let's see. Well, we've got to wait for her to jump back on. Let me make sure she hasn't messages. What could we talk about in the meantime?
We can talk about, hey, is the shop still open? The McGarry shop? Or is it closed?
Oh.
It's there. It's there. If you look for it, you can find it.
It's still open.
It's still open.
Right.
It's still open. I do need to find a new t-shirt shop too. So I know I say this every time, but if anybody has one they've used before that they like, hit me up. Let me know. And I'm just checking my messages. And making sure. Nope,
I'm happy. No, I'm happy now.
Catherine's hopping on. Hi, everybody.
Hi. Please tell her to try to use her phone Wi-Fi because it looks like she's on her phone anyways. I just want to make sure you got that.
Okay. Let me message her.
Right? Rice Krispie treats shaped like pumpkins for the fall festival. Yeah, way to go, Angie.
Mm-hmm.
Cute shapes and everything, right? Kids love those anyways.
Rice Krispie treats are also another
gluten-free
one
item
that we do a lot because it's easy to be gluten-free. Yep.
Right.
I know we have like a page and a half left of questions, everybody.
We may be asked. It wasn't hard for us to come up with questions.
I really want to know about the sweaters. Like they say the teams weren't planned, but didn't everybody match?
Kind of match. You ask that when she comes back on. Ask about that.
That's gonna be my question. Yes, I am looking for a site that does hats too. Catherine and I have actually even test ordered a few
hats,
but we're still not happy. So yeah, I will search on. And we'll probably need like a new fundraiser and a new design, maybe after the holidays. We'll see. I mean, I guess now he doesn't have the cowboy hat.
Yeah,
we could.
It's always part of it. It's always part of the deal.
It's always part of the deal. No, I love our logo.
I know.
Or this isn't ours, but you know,
Lena.
Yeah,
we love that Lena was able to draw something for us.
Yes, she's going to come on and chat with us someday.
Which will be amazing.
Yeah,
which will be amazing.
Yep. We just have to plan it. And then I think Jax is going to come on and chat with us soon.
Right. We have some other surprises in the future too.
Yeah.
We have a few things in the works still.
Yeah, I need a list.
Did you message Anna?
I did message her, and she's not hopping back yet. So she just saw my message. Everybody, wait and see what she says.
Okay. So we'll see. Yeah, so we have certainly things coming up on our podcast, things to be excited about. So super fun. We've had some great guests so far, and we have some technology problems. So we're getting there slow but sure.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna move on from this platform once we find a better one.
Yeah, we will be going. Sarah and Catherine and I are going to Rama Drama.
Yes, I'm like, I know there's something we can talk about.
Wedding.
We are going to West Palm Beach in January, and I'm
You will
really
love
excited.
it. You will love it.
We'll probably do some lives from there. It'll be fun.
She's on her phone now. That's okay. I don't want her to worry.
No, right? For
When
sure not.
If we ever upload this to a Spotify, we'll edit this part out. But all of you, everybody watching live, sorry.
You're all here. Tech issues happen. Thanks, Mary. She reassures us. Yeah, it'll be fun to have Jax on here too. So
yeah, especially she just came back from When Hope Calls.
Right, snooping around. She was snooping around.
Yeah,
it was fun to get those behind the scene looks.
Yeah, and another fun thing that's happening for me personally in January, I have a packed January. I am going to meet Mary for coffee.
Really?
Yes, she will be staying with her friend who lives like 10 minutes from me.
No way.
Fantastic.
So I'm excited to meet another McGarry.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, so fun.
That's so fun. I really want to go meet Mary in France. Right?
A coffee in Rhode Island is not going to be the same as a coffee in France. But we will try.
It'll be Rhode Islandish.
We'll French it up, she said. We should Italian it up. We should go somewhere Italian because we have some really good. We have Little Italy.
Yeah. Oh, Angie wants to go to Florida to Rama Drama. You should come with.
Angie, yeah.
Come, we'll meet you. We'll put you on live.
I'm not sure who I'm more excited to meet because now I found out that the girls from the Hardee's Hotline are going to be there. So I'm really excited to meet Casey and Cammie and then their friend Jess, who does the signed, sealed, and delivered with them.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. And I can't wait to meet Gabrielle in person.
Right.
Sarah from Rama Drama.
And we had her on a podcast. She's very interesting. Also another small business owner, essentially. Rama Drama is a small business and a new business. So it's fun to support her.
Very fun. Let's see. Nina's asking me what part of Rhode Island. Well, it's not very big. I'm Northern Rhode Island is where I live.
Rhode Island. It's right.
You can get to one end to the next in 60 minutes. Maybe less.
I can drive from 60 minutes and to not make it to Catherine's house. And we're both in the Twin Cities. That's kind of hilarious.
Yeah, I can't imagine living in a state where I couldn't get to the beach in under an hour.
You can get to the beach in minutes every day, anywhere here. Remember, land of 10,000 lakes.
Right, but I mean ocean. Although your lakes are so similar to.
Well, and Lake Superior is very ocean-like. It's right.
Nina knows Rhode Island. I wonder why. How do you know Rhode Island? You'll have to tell me.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be fun to meet some other people. We're really looking forward to meeting up with a bunch of people at Rama Drama. That's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm excited. Very excited. I don't know which celebrity I'm most excited about. Probably Ryan Pavey, if we're honest.
Right.
Jen Lilly. I hope I get to meet Jen Lilly.
Yeah. Right.
She seems like a doll.
I mean, I think based on what Gabrielle said about all of them, sounds like everybody's just been great. And they were so supportive of her.
Right.
Yep. And her new business. So.
Oh, her brother lives near the beach. My cousin lives in that same town. Oh, funny. Nobody ever lives in Rhode Island.
Nobody ever lives in Rhode Island. Oh, Jennifer says, if Kevin won't be there, definitely Ryan.
Right.
Yeah, they were trying to get Kevin and Kayla there, but a lot of logistics because they don't have dual citizenship and just wasn't working out. So
right. that's a bummer, but maybe another time. Let me see what's going on with. Maybe I will resend her the link.
Yeah.
Keep chatting.
Yeah. So Rama Drama is the beginning of January. We also are looking at things to do on our Facebook site. Did you think of something?
I did, but keep going with your train of thought. And then
you go.
Well, we might as well, since we're having this dead silence right now, but we are going to do a Facebook page just for our Facebook group. We're going to do a secret Santa, basically, and we're going to do a sock exchange. So more information coming this weekend about that. I think that'll be really fun because we can get as creative as we want. And there's a lot of flexibility with socks, right? They're not that expensive. And I think it'll be fun. We'll have a whole thread on Facebook. Maybe you could do an unboxing and post the video, or maybe, just post the pictures. And that's how you'll find out who your secret McGarry is.
Oh, that would be a lot of fun to do some unboxings and stuff for sure.
I'm excited. That would be really fun. Can you think of anything else?
Yeah. No. What else did we talk about possibly doing with the Facebook group? You had some thoughts. I can't remember now. We're just trying to waste time.
On my list with me. But yeah, we're looking for we've been trying to brainstorm some ideas for the Facebook group to help kind of spark some more fun and energy back into the group. Because there's not there is a lot of stuff going on, but it's a lot of like weird stuff between the two networks. And we just want to do some more fun
community building.
Community building. Yes, that'll be great. And then of course that will carry over to Instagram, but the Facebook group is more private in Suspenders. And the same even going for our Valley Voice page, where we have some ideas and how to keep that group morale up and maybe a little more active. I'm sure it'll become more active once the season starts, but
right.
Yeah, if you ever have an idea, anybody that's listening, please.
We might look at reviewing some Christmas movies.
Yep.
So we're looking at that. Seems to be a whole plethora of networks that have Christmas movies now.
A lot of Christmas movies. There was a list. Was it like 100 and something Christmas movies? I'm like,
because with the new network with GAC or GAC or whatever you're supposed to see, GAC. But Netflix says they're right in the mix now too.
Yeah.
So
in Lifetime.
Yeah,
maybe we'll cover a few movies.
Right.
For fun, because we like chatting.
Right. Absolutely.
Except now we can't think of anything to say. Sheila says, in another group I'm in, we do a card exchange, ugly Christmas sweater contest, a gingerbread building that reminds me. So we do have something else kind of in the works, and it's more Julie's wheelhouse than mine. So we're hoping that we're going to do maybe some classes or like a kind of like a big event where Julie leads us in a baking something.
Maybe we'll just do some basic cookies. Yeah. Yep. Some Christmas cookies or something new and fun. Right. But other people could do
that in December.
Yeah. Other Christmas things too. So
maybe Anna will come on and join us.
Right.
That would be fun.
For a baking class. We needed to dive into the gluten-free stuff.
I have lots of questions about xanthan gum and all sorts of things.
Oh, do you? Yeah, I bet. Are you getting any responses from her?
She responded once. She did see the link I resent, so we'll give her another minute, and if not, maybe we'll just kind of cut out and continue when she's back. What I ended up doing is actually on my street, two of my neighbors eat similar ways that I do. One friend has a son with celiac, and then another friend is similar to me. It's better for our kids. Our kids behave better. They their bodies function better when we've eliminated some of these things. And so I shot them a text the other day saying, if you could ask this baker anything, what would you ask? So I do have some kind of more technical questions that we're obviously not going to get to right now.
Right. I know, but I know that so many people, well, even people who bake just traditional baking often are looking for alternatives and to do alternative baking, some gluten-free baking or egg-free baking, dairy-free baking. So we see all of those things. We certainly see that with our kids at the hospital,
Right.
a lot of diet restrictions. So
right. I would say eggs are the hardest thing.
Yeah. The egg thing is very hard. And some of the kids can tolerate cooked eggs.
Right.
Right. And some can't. So kind of knowing where you fall in the egg allergy. But anyways, Rice Krispie treats at the Children's Hospital, that's like our safety net because pretty much everyone can have a Rice Krispie treat.
Especially if you use like a vegan butter.
Right.
You don't have to worry about the dairy aspect. Catherine is messaging me, but not. Yeah. I'm wondering if what we should do.
Say goodbye and try to come back on if we can figure it out.
Yeah, we could do that because I'm not hearing back from Anna. Wait, she just saw my message. Let me just see if she writes back.
Yeah.
Maybe
Let's say
she'll
Anna's
pop back in. And we'll edit this. So Mary, how do you like my baseball tee?
Yeah, the baseball tees are the best.
I love it.
I love the baseball tees.
I was saying that I just changed out of my hospital baseball tee into my McCary's baseball tee. It'd be my choice and wear. So whatever. It's a lot of fun. Hey, other things. Well, what are we talking about? Yeah?
No, you go ahead.
The other things we were going to talk about is when Kevin and Kayla's movie Butterfly gets a home, we'll cover that too. But right now, we don't know where it goes.
Oh, I think she's back.
She's back. I see her.
Yay. Thanks everybody for hanging in with us.
So sorry. Okay, I really hope this works. I had to figure out how to unmute in Google. I don't even understand technology. Okay, anyway, okay, let's not waste time. Go ahead.
So yeah, where were we?
I don't know. Let's start down some of your specific things for the type of baking that Anna does, because I love that you have a whole bunch of questions for that.
Well, I think first of all, I wanted to say thank you for having a bakery like this. As a mom whose kids can't have dairy, my son had a really severe egg allergy for a long time. They can't have gluten. So I can imagine if I went inside your bakery and I said to my kids, you could pick out basically anything here. I think my daughter would cry. She'll be so excited. She's 11 and she does want to be a baker. I'm not sure if that's going to work out for her. Awesome. But it's hard to work with the gluten-free stuff. And then the recipes that you get, they want you to put all this other crap in them and they never turn out good. So anyway, thank you. I think it's wonderful. I know I read a little bit about your backstory in that you started baking for your brother. I find that, that's amazing. And yeah, do you want to tell everybody a little bit about your why? And why you?
Sure, yeah. So my little brother was born when I was 8, and I was obsessed with him, as any older sister should be. And he was born really sickly. He was definitely immunocompromised and born in an environment that ended up.
Oh no,
we're struggling.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
I
just want her to come back. I totally want to hear this story.
Started trying to figure out what worked, what he could have, what wouldn't make him sick. And this was before there were awareness. Oh my goodness. So we were just learning trial and error, baking bricks, and trying to see, what what we could figure out for him. And so, yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. And then I just kind of maintained it, but I never considered pursuing it professionally until I was in college, actually. Was kind of when it clicked and I realized that baking was my passion and I could really serve, my community and help a lot of people in this way. And that is the most gratifying thing, is when a child walks in. And we actually had a kid come in today and his mom was like, yeah, you can have anything in here. And he's like, oh, finally. That was his reaction.
Yeah.
Finally. But there have been other parents who have cried, kids who have just been like, really, I can have anything. And, they pick out like half the store, and it's so gratifying to see that, so.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, we've dropped like, $75 at a bakery before because it was safe, and we're just like, buy it all. Everything we can. But we don't really have any good ones locally. So I love looking at your pictures.
Thank you.
If you want to get toward talking about baking, Julie, and then we could go back towards all the Kevin questions, because there's a lot. I was telling the girls when you had gotten dropped out that I have some friends that their kids also can't eat. One has celiac, so they have to be extra careful. And everybody wants to know, what is your favorite gluten-free flour?
I knew that was the question. Okay, so we actually make our own here, and it's our secret blend, and hopefully one day you'll see it in stores nationwide. But until that day,
I will buy it. Yes,
I will. Until that day, I use Bob's Cup for Cup, the blue bag. I really love Bob's Original just because I believe in their mission statement. I believe in how they run their company, and I think that they are, the best on the market quality-wise as well. So I would say that's my go-to, but that being said, it's best for like cookies, pies, things that don't need a lot of rye, like cakes and stuff like that.
Right.
So yeah, otherwise stay tuned to your health flour coming out to a Whole Foods near you. God willing, that'd be amazing.
That would be amazing.
Let's throw that out into the universe. And I really hope that happens for you, because I'll benefit.
Thank you.
Right.
But,
thank you.
What else can we talk about? I feel like those are boring questions.
I do have some questions about baking on set.
Go for it.
Okay, so when you bake, you have your own oven, your own pans. How was it to be there and have completely different stuff?
Okay, you would think because everything was brand new, it would be
that's bad.
A piece of cake. No, it was very, the first day of baking, they actually had to recalibrate the ovens. They were not baking up to temp. So even though we had thermometers in there and stuff, I think we all got 5 minutes more time added onto that first challenge, which obviously they don't show on camera, but because the cookies weren't done because the ovens weren't up to temperature. So that was very stressful, because I was like, oh my gosh, it's just me. I'm going to get eliminated on the first challenge for having raw cookies. And it's, and then I look over and everyone else's cookies are still in the oven too. And I'm like, okay, so we're all eliminated. Great.
So you're all doing that oven squat where you're looking in the oven to see if it's done or not.
Literally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope they don't have GoPros, because this is not my best angle right now. I was like, no, but thankfully it worked out after they fixed them. And we had I think Kim was our kitchen assistant. She was fantastic. She'd done a lot of Food Network shows and stuff like that. So she was on it immediately. So that happened. And then the one mishap that they showed with the mixer, which I don't even know what that was, but my mixer literally just exploded. And Kim was like, did you not put the bowl on correctly? And I'm like, I'm not dumb. I definitely put the bowl on. The mixer had literally just something popped out of it. It was some weird malfunction or whatever, and it went crazy. And so they cut this out, but I was trying to keep it from falling off the table. Because I don't know, I think in that moment I was so scared, and I was like, I'm going to get fined for breaking a mixer on set or something. Meanwhile, their number one priority is my safety. So they're like, don't touch it, back away from the mixer. And my brain can't process. I'm like, why are people yelling at me? I'm so confused. That was the most tense moment, I think, in all of filming for me. It was just that whole exchange, because they were worried for my safety. I was worried about the legality of breaking a mixer on a show, but it all worked out. It wasn't my fault. The mixer worked after that. Like I think they brought it up. They took it off set and they gave me another one just to be sure. But
I'm just going to say, I've never seen that mixer brand before. Like that is not what most people use. It was,
yeah. I was unfamiliar with it for sure, but just something like popped out on the top. I couldn't even tell you. They were like, "Did you put the bowl in?" I'm like, I know I did. So, but I know something flew out. Like that's what I saw, and then it started to like go off the counter, and that was like, okay, we're done here. Like this is very bad.
Right.
So that's a separate mishap from then when there was too much flour in the mixer.
Yes, completely unrelated. Too much flour in the mixer was like day 2. Mixer exploding was like day 4, I think. Yeah, completely separate. We had a lot of mixer mishaps now that I think about it, but that was really funny. Yeah, I still don't know
Hallmark
what was wrong
mystery,
if it was me or Kevin.
Yeah. Okay. How did you figure out that he didn't count the flour correctly?
Oh, the consistency for sure. Like the texture was vastly different between the two doughs. So I like felt mine and then I felt his. And I'm like, okay, well, mine's way too soft and yours is way too stiff. And he was like, well, we'll mix our doughs to make us stronger. And I was like, okay, we'll roll with it. So,
but it will make the right amount of flour. The science works and your artsy thought works too.
Your artsy
thought. No, like that's a great point. Like people who bake all the time know how their things feel. So, right.
Yeah.
Actually,
it's funny. I have some.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna. There were bloopers. And I think Kevin actually posted the reel on his Instagram if you go back a bit. But on those bloopers that he posted, he's like, "Oh shoot, how many was that?" or something like that. I lost count, And he actually says that, and I'm like, I knew it. It wasn't just me. Like it must have been him who made that mistake. Which literally, it worked out. Doesn't matter. But it was just really funny because he's just such a character. He made it so much fun. He helped me relax. And I think God knew I needed to be paired with him for that purpose alone, honestly.
To put you at ease. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That was our number one question we got from our followers. They want to know how many cups did he put in flour?
Oh my goodness. I think the recipe called for, I can't remember if it was 8.
12.
I don't know.
Because I just rewatched.
Was it 12? Was it 12? And then he was counting to 8. Okay, that's what it was. Yeah. I was like, it's 8 or 12. So it was for 12. And the last thing we have on camera is him going 8. Ooh, that doesn't fit. And so I'm not really sure what happened in between that time is fuzzy. Like I was collecting ingredients. I have no idea how many cups he put in, but it wasn't that much significantly stiffer. So I'm guessing maybe like 1 or 2 more.
Yeah. And once you mix it all together, that was a big batch. It was a big batch.
Yeah.
Easy mistake.
Because that was your structural gingerbread, right?
Yes. And so we ended up making way too much. But like I didn't know. And I was like, the last thing I need to do is make too little and not be able to finish the structure and run out, right? So we ended up making
out of time.
Double or triple what we needed.
Yeah. That was smart. I totally would have done the same thing. Yeah. I love watching you think on your feet though. That problem solving, that's how you stay in the game. So
yeah. Well, and I always say the mark of a true baker, it's not someone who can execute a recipe, it's someone who can correct their mistakes.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
Right. That shows that you understand the composition of the ingredients, how they're coming together and all that. So.
Right. No, that's super fun.
What was your favorite what was your favorite bake? Or which part of the competition was your favorite?
Ooh, that's a good question. Okay. You know what? Okay, I would say that probably either the gingerbread bake with Kevin or the Christmas party the next day with all the different cookies.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, also though, that first day doing the tree was magical. Actually, that's just too hard of a question. I'll tell you why I like all 3 for different reasons. So the Christmas tree day, I think we did so well. We really nailed it. We worked really well together. It was like great chemistry from the start working together. It was just a lot of fun. And I think we executed a great product. The gingerbread day challenged us both. And I think we both leaned more into our creative skills. And and like had a fun time like dreaming up like our concept together.
Yeah.
But actually, I think I would say the Christmas party on the last day that we were together was my favorite, simply because, or second to last day, simply because like at that point we were just more comfortable with each other. And Kevin picked up so much baking very fast. Like even though he seems like he was goofing around, he was genuinely like so helpful, and felt confident doing things. Like he made the that special recipe that we had to include with like those Christmas tree cookies. I can't remember what it's called, Christmas in Minnesota, Christmas and something. And he did it by himself. He's like, if you trust me, like I can do this recipe. And I'm like, yeah, like go for it. Of course I trust you,
That's super cool.
Yeah, and so it was really cool. And then there were also like funny moments though. Like we were gonna put Nutella drizzle on something, and I was like, okay, put this in a piping bag, and now cut a hole. And he cut like a huge hole. And I'm like, Kevin, how are we gonna drizzle this? He's like, you're right. Let's get another piping bag. You know, so, like funny things like that. Like we were just comfortable with each other, but he also like really just stepped up to the plate and was like, I'm in this to win this with you, and whether or not we're gonna do our best. One of my favorite things that didn't get shown, I don't think, was when. Because Christmas in Evergreen, that's what the book was called.
Yeah.
They were plugging it because it was like one of the first like Hallmark published books, and so we based like our table around it. And the judges came up, and the judges like talk to you while you're baking, and you're like super stressed out. And so Kevin saw the judges coming. He's like, "Oh my gosh, I'll distract them." He's like, "You keep baking." And so they walk up to him, and they're like, "So how's it going, guys?" And Kevin like steps in front of me, and he's like, holding the book, and he's like, I'm only on chapter 4, but I'm really digging it. Like, I'm not sure if he goes for like the country boy or like the lawyer yet. I'm just really not sure. It was so funny. And the judges were like, what is he talking about? I'm like over there in the corner, like dying. I can't even bake because I'm laughing so hard.
I'd have been dying.
Yeah, it was so funny. So just sweet things like that. And then for the decor on the table, you had to like go around the room and like find, actually I lied. You were supposed to go to a specific table and find your decor and set up your table. Well, Kevin apparently did not like what was left on the communal table of decor. So he went around the room and started taking things down and putting them on our station, which I'm not sure is completely legal. And you never heard that here, all of you guys. But it was so funny. Like the nutcracker off the mantle suddenly was on our table. And the teapot was suddenly on our table. And I'm like, Kevin, are we allowed to take these? He's like, I'm a celebrity. Don't worry about it. It was so funny.
You can always apologize later. Don't ask permission. Apologize.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You were talking a little bit about your favorite part and how it didn't make it to the show. Are there any other like surprises with the editing process and how they ended up piecing it all together?
For sure. Yeah. I think especially my biggest surprise was my last day that I was there when we did the Dear Santa letters. And that was just because I feel like there was so much like warmth that was left out of that episode. But that being said, that was also my leaving episode. And so I feel like I understand from a production perspective, like if you put all that in, me leaving would seem bad. You know what I mean? So you do kind of have to like mold the storyline, and I could never be a producer because of that, because like there was just so much footage to like wade through. Like how do you pick what stays and goes? But one really sweet moment that I will never forget is that Jack, because he was playing the host, came up to me during that, interview. Judge talked to the bakers while they're baking, and he was like, how are you feeling right now? And I was like, honestly, I'm pretty stressed. I feel like I'm going home today. And he was like, why do you say that? And I was like, well, I haven't really won any of the challenges except for that like first apple caramel cookie one. And, I just like, I don't know. I'm like 10 years younger than everyone here. I just feel like I'm not really equipped. And it was almost like he broke character. He dropped that just like Jolly Mary facade of like, oh, I'm the host. Merry Christmas. And it was like, okay. He was like, listen to me. You belong here. Like, you deserve to be here. You're doing a great job, and keep going. Like, we believe in you. Yeah. And it was so sweet. Like, I almost started crying. Like, it was just so intense in that moment and heartfelt. And he gave me a hug, like in the middle of the baking, like literally was like, come here. And like, we like had like a hugging moment, leaned in, and then he and Kevin were like telling jokes. It was just very sweet. So like moments like that got cut, So that was hard. But yeah, it was special.
He put his dad hat on, is what he did.
Yeah.
Yes,
He put
exactly.
his dad
Yeah.
hat on.
You gotta love the dad hat when the dad hat comes out. So yeah, that's amazing. You love hearing those kinds of stories about actors that you don't really know personally, right? Like
For sure.
that's
Right.
great.
Yeah.
Right. No, I don't know why you were thinking you didn't deserve to be there. You were like killing it, man.
You were great.
Yeah. Right away I
Oh,
was
my
like,
goodness.
I'm impressed, man. She's
Thank
all
you,
in there.
guys.
Okay. I don't even know where we are in our questions. I maybe wrote a lot of
We're just
questions.
gonna go with it.
Sarah
Go
wrote
for
a lot of questions. You at one point you had to make a drink and you made an apple cider and you made
Yes.
that from scratch. Is that recipe available? How'd you do that?
You know what? I just did it in the moment. I like threw apples in a pot and spices. And if you ask me now, I probably couldn't tell you what I did. I mean, like I can figure something out. If you guys want me to come up with a recipe and send it to you guys, I will be more than happy to. I will. Yeah. But in the moment, I don't know. That's just what came to me. Like holidays, I'm not a big eggnog person or anything like that. Even hot chocolate I like, but I think because of like dairy intolerance, it just sits heavy. So I've always just been such a cider girl, you know?
Same.
So as soon as they said that, I was like, oh, we have to make homemade cider.
Right.
And Kevin was like, we're boiling apples? Like what? I'm like, yes.
I totally wanted to see more of that. We always do a spice cider. I literally, dump all the ingredients into a crock pot and turn it on. The most Midwest thing ever. Throw it all in a crock pot.
Make spiked cider.
Ooh. I have never tried spiked cider.
Throw it all in a crock pot. Dump in whatever we're dumping in.
Got it. Duly noted.
Yeah, the kids are in my cider.
It's our standard for Halloween trick or treating.
Okay.
Do you hand it out to the parents as they come by too?
No, but sometimes we'll have like some parents from the neighborhood come get it before we all head out. This year it'll be in my McGarry's mug.
You need to make Anna's whatever she made up. So I had never seen cider made from scratch before.
Neither. I'm if you can come up with a recipe, we will make it.
I'll be honest, I don't know if I'd ever done it from scratch before. Like I'm trying to remember and I feel like I hadn't. And I was
you literally just did it on set.
And everybody was like, wow,
spectacular.
Well, I'll be honest with you guys, before the show, like literally as soon as I found out I was going to LA, I made my first gingerbread house because I'd never built one before, like in my life. Like we're Greek, so that's just not one of our Christmas traditions. We do caroling and a bunch of other things, but like you make baklava at Christmas. You don't make gingerbread, which granted, gingerbread is much cooler, but like we just never had. And so I was like, shoot, I'm going to this baking show. Like we're probably going to make gingerbread. I should learn. Wow. So when we got there, that was my second time ever building like any sort of gingerbread structure. And like, the stained glass windows, all of that, like Kevin wasn't joking. I was honest. So like, this is my first time trying this. So I hope it works. He's like, okay. It's like, it's my first time too.
It worked.
It worked. Totally. That totally works. Totally works. Yeah. I'm Scandinavian. Surprise, surprise, but I'm Scandinavian in background. And literally our gingerbread recipe that we use and for our family came on the boat from Sweden in the early 1900s with my grandparents. So my great grandparents brought it over. And so gingerbread's very much part of it, but we don't build. So we are gingerbread cookie eaters, and I have to make it the same recipe 2 different ways. You totally know this. The thin and crispy and the thicker and chewy. I have to make both styles.
Right. Everybody likes a different one. Yep.
Yeah, no, the structural gingerbread, I've never done that. So you practiced that before you went?
Yeah, literally. Like I just had I mean, they hadn't told us anything at that point, but I was like, well, it's a baking competition.
You're going to have to build something.
Something. So that was literally, I did one bake before I went. And I went literally when I got the casting call to when I went to LA was the span of a week. So I had to put my entire bakery to leave in 1 week. Yeah. I had no idea. Like literally they call me and they're like, we're flying you out to LA. And I was like, oh, when? And they're like, Saturday. And it was Monday, I think, or like the prior, like Friday. It was crazy. So and at that time, I feel like I had pretty good staff, but like not to the point where I'm at now. Like now I can definitely leave and like feel more at ease with it. So I like baked like a maniac before I left, just to kind of make sure the store was set, you know, and be like, okay, like, bye guys, instructions are on the fridge. Like, you know, y'all can assemble all the ingredients. They're prepped. So it was
done.
That's
and
crazy.
thank God they did a great job.
And how has being on the show impacted your business?
It definitely helped that Christmas, especially. A lot of people, we actually had like a small watch party with my church. I really didn't want anything big, so just like my immediate family. But a lot of our community knew about it, and so they would like come, and we would put out the cookies that they showed that week in the bakery. So that was fun too, because it was like, come pick up like your sampler platter and like get to eat along with the judges. So that was really fun to do.
Yeah. I want to see the platter.
I know.
Now, go ahead, Julie.
Okay, so did you bake like your baking style, gluten-free, your free style on the show? You were using Hecker's flour there for a while. Kevin,
Yeah, I ended up converting all of my recipes to just gluten and dairy, you know, filled basically. Honestly, in hindsight, I know that was like the right thing to do, but it also hindered me because it'd been so long since I baked with gluten that I was like a little thrown. It was hard. And I remember telling the judges that like the day that I left, I was like, thank you for this experience. Like, even though I'm going home, like the fact that I like realized that there's a whole other world of baking out there, you know, which you always know, but you forget, you're just in the grind. And I was like, this is like, I need to like brush up on my gluten baking, you know, who would have thought? So that definitely was a challenge. An added challenge was the switchover. But it was also necessary, you know? So, but yeah, here we are 100% gluten-free, like 90% vegan, except for our keto products. And we're dye-free here too. So walking in there and having all of those food colorings was like, oh my gosh, you know, everything we do is like plant-based powders over here. We're like trying to get like vibrant shades.
Oh my gosh.
You put like one drop of it. I know. The problem is, and we were shipping before like pandemic, but USPS and like literally all other carriers are so unreliable right now.
Oh gosh. So. Yeah, no, I get it. Totally.
So you don't have any shipping available for your products?
No, and especially because like gluten-free isn't shelf stable anyway, and we don't do any additives or preservatives. We're all natural, so like by the time it got to you, we just can't guarantee. We don't want to waste your money and our money.
Totally get it. I just am so impressed because that is like, if you know me in real life, that's like my goal in feeding my kids, like dye-free, everything free.
Yeah.
Just real food. So anyway, I'm blown away by
out of the garden
what you do. Yes, it's
you.
amazing. But I want to know about your sweaters. So everything matched, like the teams matched. How was that planned? Did they like switch you into?
Okay.
So you weren't shocked when Kevin picked your cookie during that shot. You knew that was happening. So tell us.
Yeah. So they called us before the show and they said like, bring purple clothes, bring blue clothes. And we didn't know why. And then I think, so that was just wardrobe. So they just assigned, I think depending on like our skin tone, like whatever Christmas color they would want us to wear. And then after the castmates were paired with us, they put them in the same color as well. So our sweaters were individual, which is also why Kevin's didn't really match me. I don't know if you guys caught that, but like we were the most
coordinated
off, but they were coordinating. Yeah. But everyone was like, well, why were your purples so different? And I'm like, I don't know. Ask dress wardrobe. Like you know, but and so
scene were you all they sent them to go change?
Yes. So after we found out who it was, we went and we changed into our clothes and they're like, okay. Put on your bake clothes. And so after that initial like presentation scene, which was like our personality outfit, then they put us in the sweater.
Okay. Gotcha. I was wondering that. since
Yeah.
the first day
Oh,
I
we all
watched
noticed.
it.
Yeah. And fun fact, Corinna did wardrobe. She is awesome. I love her. But I think the purple shirts that I brought just wasn't the vibe that they were going for, which I didn't really have any purple shirts. And so she gave me the one that I was wearing. And then after the show, I like gave it back because I'm sure if I'd asked to keep it, they would have been like, we don't care. You know, but my mom was like, you should have kept your shirt. Like I watched you for like 5 weeks in that shirt. You need that shirt. That's your identity now. I'm like, yeah, that's my uniform. What was I thinking to give that back? But poor Laura, hers was like mine was like a stretchy like nylon. Hers was like a literal gray sweater. So even though it was like short sleeves, she was like sweating. She was like, I never want to wear this shirt again. And then I think it was hers. I think she brought hers and she's like, I don't care how cute this shirt is. I'm not wearing it. I'm just going to like keep it in my closet. So.
Because I'm thinking baking in a sweater, that is not ever what I want to do. And in fact, in the middle of the winter, it's like, you know, my capris and a t-shirt. It's like summertime if I got the oven going, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, in baking with our hair down. So that was something that the stylist kind of was like, wear your hair how you want to, or like what looks best. Like you should probably wear it down. And like, I would never do that back home. Would never wear my hair down baking, you know?
Go ahead, Julie. I know what you're going to ask.
We've gone to hair. So then we're just got to ask, okay, Kevin in the hair, right? He runs his hands through his hair all the time. Sarah wants to know, did you make him wash his hands every time?
Okay, so this is also something that's not going to leave this podcast. But our incredible, beautiful, brand new set kitchen had no running water.
What? Wow.
It was very difficult.
Yeah,
that was one of the biggest challenges. Yes, exactly.
No,
So
I need running water.
So we had different sanitation buckets underneath, and like we could like wash our hands and like wipe things, but we wore gloves. That's why we wore gloves so much of the time. And then like they were like, guys, like, okay, we're gonna be honest, like we're gonna eat like a couple of your cookies for sampling, like judging purposes, but like otherwise we're not gonna eat your cookies. So just be hygienic, but like don't sweat it, okay? Like you're not gonna be able to wash your hands. Just don't give us like salmonella from cracking eggs. Wear your gloves, you know. So unfortunately, and Kevin actually was really annoyed that there was no water. He was like, yeah, I love that we're on this baking show with no water, ha ha. You know? So I think he would have washed his hands if I'd asked him, but he couldn't wash his hands. So.
I mean, we were just joking.
Yeah, we're just like,
I know.
Okay, it's the love hate of him touching his hair. So we may have the love hate of him touching his hair. We may have a count of him on his last live thing with Jen Lilly of how many times he ran his hands through the rate per minute. Hands through the hair.
Yeah, that was Anne and Julie's baby. Oh crap! I just had another question.
Like, where are we? Right? Okay.
You pick up because I just had something I was going to say and I cannot remember.
Okay. Do you have a favorite baker or cookbook?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I'm gonna
I really appreciate Minimalist Baker, like all of her stuff. She's really well recognized, but that's like my baking style is like throw it all in a bowl and like it's gonna work. Like pray to Jesus and it works, you know. But aside from that, I follow a lot of cookie decorators on Instagram. That's like my passion, I would say, is decorating like sugar cookies. So Casey's Cakery, I think is my very, very favorite. She's fantastic. And I've been following her since before she was big. So I really like looking at her stuff.
Wait, can I stop there for a second though? So decorating sugar cookies. So are you doing royal icing for those? Or butter?
I'm sorry,
for sugar cookies. What decorating sugar or decorating cookies?
Yeah, it's royal icing. Yep.
Okay.
It's a vegan royal icing recipe.
I was just gonna say, gotta be vegan because it's like egg powder blade. And then how do you color that?
So we work with this incredible company called GNT. I think it's like Go Supernatural. You can look them up. I'm sorry, Go Supernatural is another company that we work with. GNT is Xberry. That's like their company name. But the problem is they only sell in like bulk, like 5 pound buckets. Yeah. They're our go-to, but if you're just a home baker, I would say like Go Supernatural is probably our favorite that we've found that has like really vibrant colors. And then but really the X-Berry company, like they have a liquid form actually, which is so much nicer than the powders. And so that's how and it's all plant-based. And it's really cool because they give you an ingredients sheet for each one. So we can see if it's like from carrots or.
Right.
That's amazing. Oh,
it's so amazing. Oh, she's frozen again. Yes, I'm going to ask about the aprons next. That was my question. I forgot.
Okay. Ask.
Aprons?
Yes, everybody wants to know about the aprons that you were wearing on the show. I'm sure they supplied them since you had them all matched. But.
Yes, wardrobe gave us those aprons, and they were literally like denim aprons. It was very interesting. They were kind of heavy, and then it was also interesting because once you put on your apron in the style that you wore it, you were stuck wearing it that way. So like if you tied the sash around the front, you had to tie it that way for the rest of the competition. If you like hoisted it up, you had to keep it out. Like consistency, they were so, and I didn't realize this, again, like things you don't know about TV, but they're like, people want to easily identify you from week to week. And so they're like, everything matters. How your necklace sits, if you're wearing a necklace, if you're wearing a bracelet, how you have your hair. That's why like literally Pascal, I think that first episode had her hair down for baking, and she was like, this is not gonna work. And like costume was kind of unhappy with that because they're like, okay, well I guess we'll fix it for the rest, but that was a change. You know, I want to be like, change me too, please. I'm with Pascal, put my hair up.
We're all gonna recognize Pascal. Yeah, hair up. Like play the music now, hair up.
Right.
I couldn't imagine having my hair down.
Oh my goodness. It was hard too, because when I was decorating, it was like falling in my face. And I was like trying to like stick it in my shirt to decorate. So that was interesting. But yeah, the aprons were nice. So I wish I'd asked to take one home, honestly, because we all said that afterwards. We're like, that's just, you know, it felt like a part of us after.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't give them to you.
Right.
I think
I'm surprised too.
They might have, but
I'm surprised they didn't just be like, this is part of your departing gifts.
Yeah.
Speaking of departing gifts, those were unique gifts.
Yes.
Oh,
so those were
for the vegan baker.
Yeah, I know. Well, my producer afterwards, she's like, "Oh my gosh, wait, are you gonna use this butter?" And I'm like, "Yeah, don't worry. We make keto items. We'll use it for the keto stuff." But yeah, it was definitely funny. It was very cool. It was all the sponsors, just whatever they chose to give. So
that's fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
Let's see what is next. Should we go to our game, or do we have more questions?
Well, I just want to ask: do you have a cookbook, or have you ever thought about putting out a cookbook?
Oh, guys,
I hope that means there's something in the works.
Yes, there is.
Yes,
I've been working on this for like 3 years, and by working on this, I mean like it's there. And then it's a little more there. And then I'm like, I can't do this. And then it's a little more there. And I'm like, I can't do this. So we're like, it's in the back of my mind. It's moved up from the back burner to a front burner. We'll put it that way.
Okay.
Whether it comes out in 2022 or 2023, who knows? But yeah, it's on the back burner. But I don't think it would be for baking, actually. I think it would be for meals. Where I would start like gluten-free vegan meals. Just because I feel like that's more practical. And then we would probably segue into, in theory, I would love to do like a series, like, you know, entrees, soups and salads, desserts, and then like go into like specific, like pies, whatever.
Right.
But we'll see what happens.
Now I'll tell you, I mentioned my daughter earlier. She loves to bake. We just have no luck finding a cookbook, like a baking cookbook for her. Yeah. So, I mean, she can read an adult one. It doesn't need to be a children's baking.
Right.
But anyway, I'm just throwing that out there. I think it's needed.
Okay. Duly noted.
And we'll all buy it. All of us will
throwing
buy
it out there.
Thank you, Cinda. Thank you.
But I would buy whatever ones you put out. So
thank you.
For sure.
Well, should we do our suspenders and snaps?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm going through our questions right now to see if
see if there's anything else.
I mean, we could keep going and going, but we're already long past an hour.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties.
No, it happens. It's happened to all of us, and it's happened to mostly all of our guests. So you are not alone. So this is a game that we call suspenders or buttons, right?
Okay.
Suspenders and snaps.
No, I think it's suspenders or buttons. We don't
We're
know.
making it up. We're
Sounds like
making
a
it
fun
up.
game either way.
I kind of like suspenders or snaps better, actually.
Yeah.
So we're going to go with that. And it's basically a this or that type of game. So we'll just kind of start
Ooh.
and then you give your answer. So Julie, lead us off.
All right. Milk chocolate or dark chocolate?
Milk. Next.
Cookies or bars?
Ooh, cookies.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Thanksgiving or Christmas?
Christmas.
Macaron or macaroons?
Macaroons.
There you go. So I think we have an answer to this one: cider or hot chocolate.
Cider.
Yeah.
Beach or snow?
Snow.
Oh.
Um,
Come to my house soon.
I went to
tree
the beach for the
decorating
first
or
time.
present
last month.
wrap. Oh.
Say that again.
Tree decorating or present wrapping?
Tree decorating if I'm with my family, present wrapping if I'm by myself.
Oh yeah.
Classic Christmas or Christmas explosion?
Ooh, classic.
And bake at home or bake in the bakery?
Bake in the bakery, more convenient. Yeah.
For sure.
All your stuff is there.
Yep.
Game on. Well,
we really thank you for being here and for being patient with all the technical difficulties.
No, I'm sorry.
And we could chat with you forever and we could ask you a bunch more questions. We'd love to have you back sometime. But yeah, thank you, Anna. It was lovely to meet you and to hear your funny stories.
Thank you. I so enjoyed it. And I'm sorry for the time we lost, but anytime you guys have any questions, whether about baking or Kevin, not that I know him that well, but how's you, Kevin? Or anything else, you guys just let me know. I will just say, like House of One Calls the Heart, the characters that they play on screen is who they are in real life. And it's really amazing. Like, that was the biggest takeaway I had. That intentionality is like, and that kindness is who they really are, as humans. And that's why the show is such a success. It's because it's just an outpouring of themselves. So
Right. It's I feel like everybody that we meet that's interacted with them personally always says the same thing. It's like they are just genuine and lovely, and I think that's what drew us all in the beginning to the show. It became more than a show. We sort of fell in love with these actors too because they're just so sweet.
It's a community and a friendship. And I will say one more thing that was really sweet that happened. So after I got eliminated and they all came and they like hugged me or whatever, and we said goodbye. And my producer had told me when she went to the trailer to, prep them, because they're always just like, okay, like, someone's going to get eliminated. If it's your person, make sure you just say something nice, sort of thing, whatever. And so she went in to say the general speech, and Kevin was like, it's not Anna, right? It can't be Anna. He's like, she hasn't even like gotten to win anything yet. Like, you guys can't send her home. And she was like, I can't say who it is, but, and he was like, okay, I'm just saying, like, it shouldn't be her. And then obviously was sent home. But, and then the next morning I wasn't allowed back on set to watch the finals, even though they were all like, why can't she come? And they were just like, it's protocol. But I got a phone call. I was in my hotel bed, and my producer was like, get up and get dressed. The van's coming to get you in 10 minutes. I'm like, why? She was like, the cast wants a picture with you.
Oh.
And I was like, what? And she was like, yes, Aaron insisted that we bring you back and take a photo with you. And I hadn't even asked for anything. And I barely got to talk to Aaron, which it kind of like made me sad, but was like understandable, just because like it was the nature of, the show. Like, she wasn't my partner. We were both busy or whatever. But yeah, so I like get dressed really quick. They like come pick me up. I get there and I walk in, and like Erin walks right up to me and gives me a hug. And she's like, what do those dumb judges know anyway? I liked your banana bread cookie. So sweet, and like not even necessary for her to say, But it was just like, oh, and like the fact
Oh.
that like, you know, she took the time to like, and she got all of her cast members, you know, off of lunch to like take this picture with me. And I was like, wow, that's just so unnecessary and kind. Like
Yeah.
this experience is already perfect. And yet she somehow like tied a bow on it and was like, there you go. So
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Just, yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I love
That's
it.
great. Well, Anna, why don't you tell us one more time the name of your bakery and where it's located?
So we are To Your Health Bakery located in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
And then where can we find you on social media?
To Your Health Bakery on Instagram and To Your Health Bakery Winston-Salem on Facebook. And we have a website, toyourhealthbakery.com.
Amazing.
Perfect.
Amazing. All
Thank
right.
you, ladies.
Well,
It's so nice to meet you.
It was lovely to meet you. Thank you so much. And you're welcome anytime to come back. And I will absolutely send questions.
Okay. Yeah. Anytime. Feel free to reach out. I'm a little slow in responding, but I do get back to everyone. And if I don't, just send me another message.
Oh, I just want to give a shout out to Sheila because I heard that Sheila drove to your bakery and left you a little surprise.
Yes.
Some different gear. I thought that was so sweet.
That was so sweet.
Shout out to Sheila. And I hope that you like what she left you.
Yeah, it was so sweet. Thank you guys so much.
all right.
And thank you,
Thank
Sheila.
you, Sheila.
Thank you.
Good
Hang
night,
on with us for a
everybody.
minute after we go off, okay?
Yeah. All right, Catherine.